Hi, this is my author's study and reader's advisory over Judy Blume. Judy grew up in Elizabeth, New Jersey, where she grew up making stories in her head, but never really ever wrote them down. She didn't know she was a good writer or an author until she started trying when she was an adult. She also took dance and piano to extend her creative energies because she was a fairly energetic and creative child. Not necessarily outgoing, but she had a lot of things to express. Judy went to Baton High School, which was an all girls high school in Elizabeth, New Jersey. And from there, she went on to Boston University. But she only spent 2 weeks there because within those 2 weeks she contracted mono and had to withdraw from her classes. She did end up going back to New York University and graduated in 1961 with her bachelor's in education. She didn't go on to teach or anything, but she did graduate college. She got married right at the end of college and quickly had 2 children. And with those 2 children, she decided that she was not going to begin a career until they were in preschool. And when they became in preschool, she decided to start thinking about what she could do. She decided that she wanted to try writing, and she was successful. In 1969, she published her very first book. The one in the middle is The Green Kangaroo. She has published many books since, and 5 of them are on the list of challenged books. But I did choose one of those challenge books to do my book trailer on, which was Blubber. Yes, Blubber is a challenge book, but I really do think that this book has a good message in the fact of bullying and being bullied. You can never say silent as um, the one being bullied, and Linda in here stayed silent. I just think that this is a good lesson. You can really use this book to teach a lesson with children about what you should and shouldn't do when you're in this situation. And I just think that you could definitely use this book in many different ways. And here is my book trailer. Flubber is a realistic fiction novel including a meaningful message about bullying. One day, in Mrs. Minch's 5th grade class, Linda gave a presentation over whales. While Linda was speaking, Wendy passed a note to Jill that said, "Blubber is a good name for her." Jill, Tracy, Caroline, and Wendy were the leaders of the name Blubber. The girls made Linda say, "My name is Blubber, the whale of the school." But Blubber was not the only thing Jill and Tracy were thinking about. They were thinking about their Halloween prank. They got caught by a picture, but had pillowcases on their heads. Someone told on them, but who? The class was going to hold a trial to figure out who snitched, but something stopped them. The person being bullied changed. Now Jill is the person being bullied and called names. Read the book to find out what happened. This page turner gives great insight on how people get bullied and how they deal with getting bullied. See how a young girl overcomes her bullies and learn a lesson about doing the right thing. And that is my book trailer. Like I said, Blubber is on the challenge book quite frequently. Here is my infograph about Blume, and I start out with a quote, and it says, "If you don't have dreams, what do you have?" And Judy is all about dreaming and creating stories from your dreams. She also believes that books encourage kids to think for themselves. Some other memorable thoughts about Judy was a great student, especially in reading and writing, but she never did really write stories. She always kept them in her head, which I thought was interesting. Judy was also very shy and fearful, but something happened in the fourth grade that changed, and she became much more outgoing and vocal about what she thought about. Some of her inspiration, again, she never really thought she'd be an author. She wanted to be anything but an author as a kid. And as an adult, stories came alive and they really haven't stopped. She has won 13 different awards, or 13 books have won different awards out of the 30 books she has written. She does have one co-write, and then she has two series books, the Fudge series, and then one other one I'll discuss on the next slide. She grew up in New Jersey and now lives in Florida with her husband, and they currently have a bookstore called Books and Books, which is a nonprofit bookstore. And she, just after 50 years of writing, enjoys meeting readers and introducing them to authors that she enjoys. Here's a list of her books, and she does have the series Fudge, and then she also has another series, The Pain and the Great One. And she has 4 books in that series and one more coming out in June of 2021, The Pain and the Great One, Saturday Stories. She also has written 4 adult novels, Wifey, Smart Woman, Summer Series, and In the Unlikely Event. Here's my bookmark and my shelf talker. The bookmark and shelf talker I did over otherwise known as Sheila the Great. Sheila was a child, or is a child, that didn't like to tell the truth. And she always liked to expand on what she was thinking. So my bookmark starts with a quote and says, "When I heard that I got so mad, I kicked the closet." And that was Judy Blume wrote that in the otherwise known as Sheila the Great. And I put dive in to see what's so great about Sheila is because she said she'd never dive and never swim, but she does end up doing those things. My shelf talker I thought would grab some attention. It says, "Who is Sheila Tubman?" Sheila isn't even sure. Sometimes she feels confident, and other times she's scared of spiders, swimming, and dogs. Read to see how her summer turns out. And Sheila doesn't like to say that she's scared of spiders and swimming, but she really is. My Rita likes, I chose, for Blubber, I chose Someday Angeline. And in It's Not the End of the World, I chose The Cat Ate My Gym Suit. The Cat Ate My Gym Suit is a good one because she's not that popular at school, but she is also going through a lot of things in her life as well. And same with the character, and It's Not the End of the World. The other book I chose, for otherwise known as Sheila the Great, I chose Pippi Longstocking because we always know Pippi never really tells the truth. If you read this, then that, I said, if you read Blubber, you should read How to Eat Fried Worms next, just because that's the boys' version of the book for Blubber, because Blubber is about girls, and How to Eat Fried Worms is kind of along the lines of boys trying to get other boys to do things. It Isn't the End of the World. I chose, then you should read A Library of Lemons next. And Library of Lemons is a heart-wrenching book, but it's Calypso's mom has died, but she meets May, and May shares a love of reading. And so that makes Calypso feel normal. But once they invite each other over to the house, May and Calypso find something about find something out about Calypso's dad. And then, of course, otherwise known as Sheila the Great, the next book in the series is Super Fudge. So that's the one I chose for that. Some other facts about Judy. Judy again has a knowing voice of honesty in her books, but it came at a price. She is constantly at the top of the most frequently challenged books, and she has 5 books that are challenged more times than not, and those are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, um, Blubber, Deanie, Forever, and Tiger Eyes. But since her books are always challenged, she works with the National Coalition Against Censorship, and she supports teachers and librarians who continue to fight to keep challenged books on their shelves. And from that, she has won 4 different awards. In 2004, she was awarded the National Book Foundation Medal for Distinguished Contribution to American Letters. In 2000, she was awarded the Library of Congress Living Legends Award. In 2017, she was awarded the E.B. White Award from the American Academy of Arts and Letters. In 2018, she was awarded the Carl Sandburg Literary Award from the Chicago Public Library Foundation. She also serves on a couple boards, and like I said earlier, she does own or has a nonprofit bookstore in Key West now. And I'm going to leave you with this quote from her, and it says, "How do we handle our fears will determine where we go with the rest of our lives." And that is my author study. Thanks.